Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, what we have here is a very unfortunate thing for Whoopi Goldberg, The View, and Hannah Ferry Willis, or whatever her stupid name is. Because apparently they just can't stop with making mistakes of calling for violence, or having to retract on what they say because they're completely unhinged and lunatics, and they probably need to be put into an asylum to where, their mental illness can just stop, because they're just not doing well. So, what has happened here is that, Whoopi Goldberg has, called for violence against Donald Trump and wishing death upon him, apparently. So, that's not too great. Normally you shouldn't do that, but that's what she's doing. So what we have here is from Breaking 911 saying, watch, Whoopi Goldberg says Elon Musk believes he's president, and him and Vance are planning to Donald Trump. These people are unwell.
Who is in charge? Because I've been saying it for a while.
Yes, you have.
I've been saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president. I do.
Well, you've been calling him vice president.
I've called him vice president. Yeah. I called him president because I don't know what JD is doing. I hardly ever say. I don't remember last time we even talked about JD.
You're right. He's planning the presidency when they get rid of Trump.
So you think it's Musk Vance?
Possible.
Hey, you know who? Stay away from the stairways. Because, people put the leg out to trip you going down the stairs. Watch out.
Now, of course, this is not too crazy, right? This is not too far off the scales. This seems it's more like a joke, obviously. But the lawyers of The View are terrified because how many times have they had to retract their statements about these certain things? Because, they just go off the wall. I mean, when they go after the bakery and try to cause harm to the bakery, specifically Whoopi Goldberg herself, because she's unhinged, she had to issue a retractment, a statement, so they're not getting attacked or what have you. But that's just the case. What's going on here? And now what we have here from Tim Young, Whoopi Goldberg is not. She's a little bit terrified, bit spooked, if you say. So it says here, after Whoopi and Joy Behar claimed they thought Elon Musk and J.D. Vance were going to take Trump down into the pit, someone from ABC's legal department must have called to tell them to clean up their insane claims. Here's what we have here.
Okay, I need to clean something up because my cat lays in wait for me on my stairs all the time. That's what I was thinking of that. I wasn't trying to indicate that they were actually standing there with their legs out, hoping he would trip.
No, nobody wants anything done to the president.
It was lighthearted, and it's the holidays. Come on. My goodness.
You did not mean that anybody should hurt the president.
No,
of course not.
Okay. The thing about this show, there's no way not to step in poo. There's no way to do it. There's no way not to do it. So for all of you who are waiting and saying, oh my God, listen to what she said, I got a cat who does it to me every day. And that's what sparked it.
Not really surprised that you have cats with you, considering, you're a hardcore feminist. But then beside that, it really is not that hard to just not be lunatic, to not be that insane. It's just something like you can have an opinion without having to call for death threats to people or going after a bakery because you assume that they treated you unfairly. Like, this is not really hard things to do, but you do them anyways because you're unhinged. The View, the cackling hens, they're unhinged. And that's just the way it is. And you guys willingly walk into it because, you're idiots and you're uninformed and you're propagandists. So, it's not really that surprising. Well, we have from the Gateway Pundit, It looks like Sarah Farah Griffin is not looking too great here. She might be in immense trouble. Because what we have here says, The View co-host in hot water. Alyssa Farah Griffin caught coaching federal witness and known liar Cassidy Hutchinson may face criminal investigation. Oh, no! That's not good. That's not good at all. Aww. Well, what we have here is the Committee on House Administration's Subcommittee on Oversight Chairman Barry Loudermilk released a second interim report on Tuesday addressing the events surrounding January 6, 2021. The report not only highlighted widespread failures, but also issued damning allegations against key members of the now disbanded January 6 Committee. This interim report reveals that there was not just one single cause for what happened at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th, but it was a series of intelligence security and leadership failures at several levels and numerous entities, Loudermilk said. The most explosive revelation from Loudermilk report pertains to the conduct of Liz Cheney. The report alleges that Cheney personally coached the committee's co-star witness Cassidy Hutchinson to alter her testimony without Hutchinson's attorney present. Witness tampering, it goes on to say here, witness tampering is a federal crime. Now we know why the sham committee deleted the communications from the public. They all should be looking at prison time. As Christina and Layla pointed out earlier, Loudermilk obtained January 6 star witness Cassidy Hutchinson's messages, which revealed she was directly communicating with January 6 Vice Chair Liz Cheney in 2022. Liz Cheney was communicating with Cassidy Hutchinson without Hutchinson's attorney knowledge, knowing this is unethical. In the months prior to Hutchinson's explosive private and public testimony, Cheney communicated with Hutchinson both directly and through an intermediary, Alyssa Farah Griffin. While Hutchinson was represented by her attorney, Stephen Pasatino, the select committee conducted 6 transcribed interviews of Hutchinson in total. Pasatino represented Hutchinson for the first 3 interviews, the Oversight Committee said. Text messages were posted on social media showing The View co-host Alyssa Farah Griffin Cassidy Hutchinson was clearly tampering with the witness Cassidy Hutchinson. Alyssa Farah had several text exchanges with Cassidy Hutchinson. They mutually hated President Trump. Alyssa Farah was the go-between for Liz Cheney and Hutchinson. This is what Alyssa Farah Griffin have to say. Okay, that was Liz Cheney's direction. How do you feel about just doing it with Stephen but answering more questions? You can handle yourself and he's just there as a figurehead. And basically give ultimatum of, we'll come back, but we need assurance she won't be called in live, which I don't think they'll give, or B, if you won't give us an assurance, reissue a subpoena. He's not against me complying. He's actually sort of willing to do it because he thinks he builds my credibility as a witness. But he wants just enough from the committee to balance out the public backlash from the lawsuit and to frame me as super compliant, respectful of congressional subpoenas. He's going to call Dan George this afternoon. Can you tip off Liz or Dan and see their thoughts? I'm personally fine with just Liz and Dan, but I have a feeling he'll want it structurally the same as my other depots. But I haven't gone far with him. Goes on to say, yeah, that all makes sense. I actually agree with Stephen's approach and thinks it's accomplished everyone's goals. I am happy to tip Liz off. And for what it's worth, I don't think you are close to the front in line to testify live. But it may be worth asking for the commitment. My guess is Stephen cares about protecting Trump. Your issues were more with Meadows and folks around him, and you were simply being honest, whatever it is. I don't know what she's talking about there. Goes on to say, exactly. He doesn't want me to stonewall the committee now over this. I think he wants to balance the perception in Trump world if I just go back voluntary versus under subpoena. But he's probably going to be a bit less friendly to DG when he talks to him. He probably won't outright tell him to re-subpoena me, so it may be helpful for DG to throw in if they do that. Well, if you don't voluntarily come in, we'll likely reissue a subpoena. So yeah, it ain't looking good. So The View is in deep water. And when they say like, oh, we don't wish death for Donald Trump, we don't do this. Well, yes you do. Because obviously you hate Donald Trump very much. So much so that you are willing to coach a federal witness what was going on and shows her to immense disdain for Trump. So I think you guys did mean it. You're just trying to hide under it, and this right here is not looking good for the View co-host. This may just break the View into a million pieces, cancel the show entirely because, well, what do we have here? We have immense corruption, and a lot of these people just are completely unhinged. Well, guys, that's it for the video. As you guys share, as always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. This is algorithmic disease, the social media.